Right, here I am again. This is another of my little videos just to let people see what happened when I tried some of my ideas out. And these are the idea of tinplate sign guitars. What happened was that I live in a little village which is about 3 miles away from a seaside town, in England by the way. And I happened to be in town. I was walking past one of those tourist souvenir shops and they got a display of reproduction signs like this, you see, that sort of thing. They're steel, oldie worldy signs, Coca-Cola, that sort of thing, Pepsi and various other things, and one of them in particular caught my eye, and it's this, the Sunbeam S7. And the reason that that caught my eye is that I had one of these, 1976 it was, and it was a vintage type bike even then. It was a year older than me, a 1949 one, a lovely bike, and I wish I'd still got it now, and I bitterly regret parting with it, but I'm afraid that I was only 26 at the time, and a Spanish beauty fluttered her eyelashes at me. A 325cc Bultaco Trials bike, and I was smitten, so I sold the Sunbeam and bought the Bultaco, and we parted company. But I missed it ever since really, but we're not here to talk about my motorbikes, are we? But that's why this particular sign caught my eye, you see. And I'm driving home with it, and then I'm thinking, well, where am I going to put it? Because I don't go a bundle on hanging things on my walls. I'm not very good at housework and they tend to gather dust and cobwebs. But I suddenly thought, well, don't be so silly, it'd be ideal for the front of a guitar, you see, so okay. And then I got to thinking, well, I've got a mate called Jeff who rides a Harley Davidson, and I remember seeing that they got Harley Davidson signs, these tinplate ones advertising Harley Davidsons in the tourist shop. So I thought, well, I'll make one for Jeff while I'm at it, because if you find with these building these guitars, a lot of the time and trouble is actually all in the setting up, and it's not that much more trouble and effort to make two compared to what it is one. So I thought, well, while I'm at it making one for myself, I'll make one for Jeff, you see. So back I go, and the guy comes to me and he says, oh well, yeah, seeing as you had that Sunbeam one, they're on special offer, you see, you get a few quid off if you buy two. Well, I can't resist to buy one get one free to save my life, you see. So I bought a Harley Davidson one for Jeff, and then I got to thinking, well, my mate John also rides a Harley Davidson. The three of us were at school together, you see, and keen motorcyclists then, and they are still, and so am I for that matter. But so I thought, well, I can't really make one for Jeff and not make one for John. But John didn't play guitar, so I rang him up and said, have you, in the years we've been out of touch, taken up the guitar? And he said, no, I haven't, but I keep toying with the idea. So okay, well, I'm going to make one for John then, you see. So back I went, and and they were still on buy one get one free, so I had to buy a fourth one. Right, so you're with me so far. I've got 4 tinplate signs. The question is what I did with them and the results that I got, so I'll show you that next. Right, and they stand up on their ends, look. Right, this is the first one. This is the odd fourth one, shell oil, as you can see. Now this one, I can't tell you what strings they are, I'm afraid. I should have taken a note. I'm very bad at that. I keep losing my notes and throwing the packets away, so I can't tell you what strings these are. I think this is tuned EBE. Just bear with me. Yes, it is. This is tuned EBE, and without the amplifier. It's, I should tell you that underneath, well, you can see how the box is. I've made no pretence at fill in the screw holes in or anything like that. The idea is to make it look like it was thrown together by a bored gas station attendant during his lunch hour, with anything that came to hand, like a Shell oil sign. So there's no pretense at craftsmanship at all. But underneath the box, underneath the lid rather, the top of the box is a sheet of plywood, just I think 1/4 of an inch ply, and there is a cutout roughly that sort of area in the top, so that this part of it here is just steel, so it's sort of like a resonator, and this is the sound you get. There isn't a lot of volume. Put it through the amplifier. A very sort of tinny sound. Crossroads, if you didn't know. So there we are. As you can see, my playing technique's not improved at all, but there we are. That's what that sounded like with, as I say, the cutout. That's that one. Now, the next one that I built was the Sunbeam S7, which you've already seen, but now I will let you see, or let you hear what it sounds like. Even less volume, and this one hasn't got a cutout. It's the box, and you can see actually I did on this one. I did fill in the holes and spray it up. It's got my Cheap Guitars logo. You see? No, it isn't. It's there. Look, don't even know which side it's on. Anyway, there we are, Cheap Guitars. But I filled in the holes and sprayed it up. So I sprayed it green to match the bike, but I wish I sprayed it blue to match the sky now. Still, never mind. Now, this has not got a cutout at all. It's just a sheet of plywood over the top with a sign on top of that. Oh, and I should have told you, they're all, the electrics are all from a piezo microphone, about there, under the bridge. Well, between the bridge and in front of the bridge is what I should have said. Some of them, they've got sort of rattles and clanks and buzzers like a sitar, which, like that you see, which doesn't... So it's buzzing in there, in the nut. It only happens on the open string, but I really rather like it. You know, I think there's a bit of character that you get these rattles and clanks. And with the amplifier. Where would we be without some of the 12-bar blues, eh? I don't know who invented 12-bar blues, but he's a hero in my book. Anyway, there we are, that's the Sunbeam one. And I should tell you as well that the strings, all three that follow now, they're all tuned G, D, G. And the lowest, and they're all D'Addario strings. And they are the lowest. Now I wanted a 40, 45, 30, 20 is the gauges that I wanted. And I understand, I might be wrong about this, but I understand that the gauge is the diameter of the string in 1/1000th of an inch. This one therefore is 21 thou, 30 thou and 44, which translates as 0.53 millimeters, 0.76 millimeters and 1.12 millimeters. And they are all wire wound strings, nickel wound strings. All three that follow now. So that's the technical specs. But there we are. I think it's more of an ornament to hang on the wall than an instrument to play, but it's you know, it's quite fun in its way. Now the next one, again, I made two, as I say, Harley Davidson's once. This is for my mate John. Now that, you will notice, isn't producing anywhere near the same volume. Again, it's a solid top, and I'm not really sure why there should be less volume compared to the first one. No, the Sunbeam, which has got a solid top. I think it might be that the bridge is a bit smaller. I'm just going to make sure it is actually working. Yes, it is. So for some reason, which we do not know why, this one is considerably quieter than the other. Puzzling me that a little bit now, and I thought it was okay. Well, I thought they were all pretty much of a muchness when I started, but there you are. These things happen. Such is this is all the fun of the fair, really. The other thing to be careful of was that this the forks here and the handlebars, they've got a bit of relief to them, and I was, no pun intended, but I was quite relieved to find that the bridge didn't sit on any of those relieved bits, because that might have caused problems. So there we are, a quieter form of the same thing, but it does, you know. But John is going to learn to play the guitar as a beginner, and perhaps a quieter instrument might be more appropriate. This is another one with a cutout underneath, as you can tell. A bit louder. Well, I suppose I ought to mention what they sound like with the bottle on them again. parts here. It's got quite a nice tinny note to it, this one. But there you are. So that's tin plate guitars for you. They're I don't, in all honesty, think it was that clever an idea. It might be possible to improve them, mess about with different strings and possibly more than one piezo microphone in it. I don't know. But I don't think I will be doing these again. But there you are, if anybody's thinking of having a go at one of these. They double up as a drum as well. Ah. So that's it then. Right, that's covered that. Do I need to say anything more? I don't think so. Good luck with it if you try one out. So there you are. Cheers now. Oh.